Buenos días, buenas tardes o buenas noches. Aquí soy yo, el profesor Boina, y yo explico todo. Today we're going to talk about paso B in your libro Dos Mundos. Paso B, la gramática from página 31 a página 36. We have mentioned previously that in Espanol there are two ways to address someone, either in the formal or the informal. When you're talking to one person, you have to choose between tú and usted. And whichever form you choose is going to affect the form of the verb you choose. On the very first day of class, we had this question. We had, ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? We also had the question, ¿Cómo estás? Which also means, how are you? What's the difference? ¿Cómo estás is the informal, tú. Someone your own age, another college student, a kid in your neighborhood, ¿Cómo estás? Your elderly neighbor, your doctor, your professor, ¿Cómo está usted? The S here on all of the verbs in Spanish, that S tells me it's the tú form, the informal. The eres, the hablas, etc. That S at the end makes it informal. So you can offend someone inadvertently just by adding an S to the verbs when you're talking to them if you mean to use the formal form. You want to use the usted form, just don't put the S there. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo se llama? Etc, etc, etc. Muy bien. So, on ejercicio 1, página 32, you're given a situation, you have to choose between tú and usted. Número 1 says, una amiga de su clase de español. A friend, female friend, in your Spanish class. Are you going to use A? Tiene usted dos clases hoy. Or B? Tienes dos clases hoy. Which one has the S? A is tiene usted. B, tienes. And of course, classmate, same peer person from your peer group, you're going to use B. Tienes. Tienes being the informal. Muy bien. Página 32. The next topic in Paso B is this three-letter word, all-important three-letter word, I. I expresses existence. In English we say there is or there are. I. In Spanish, I covers both the singular there is and the plural there are. And it also asks the question, ¿Hay libros? Are there books? Are there any books? ¿Hay libros? You'll hear me asking a lot in class. ¿Hay preguntas? Are there any questions? ¿Hay preguntas? You'll hear this a lot. This I is not to be confused with this I, which is what people shout when they stub their toe or they get bad news. Ay, 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 etc. This is an exclamation, ay, an interjection. This is the verb, I, is there, are there. So, número 1, to express existence, ejercicio 2, imagine what things or people there are or there are not in Profesora Martinez's class. Lápices, pencils. Would you expect to find pencils in a classroom? You would hope so. Hay lápices en el salón de clase. Perros, dogs. Would you expect to find dogs in the classroom? Depending on the classroom, probably not. No hay perros en el salón de clase. Número 1 says libros en la mesa. Would you expect there to be books on the table? Sure. So our answer is simply, hay libros en la mesa. Muy bien. Let's go on to B3, página 33. Página 33. Describing things and people. Negation. We mentioned this before. No in Espanol can mean no, as in it is no, no, no. Or with the verb, with another verb attached, can mean isn't. So, for example, ejercicio 3. Modelos. Luis es un chico alto. Luis is a tall boy. No. With the no tells me, makes it negative. Luis no es un chico alto. Let's look at number 1. I'm going to answer no for all of these. En el salón de clase hay 10 pizarras. In the classroom there are 10 chalkboards. No. So número 1. En el salón de clase, very difficult, no hay 10 pizarras. So there aren't is expressed simply with no hay. No hay. No hay. Muy bien. Number 5, Profesora Martínez tiene barba. That's a vicious rumor. Do not believe that. Muy bien. Página 33. Singular, plural. Singular and plural. Typically in Spanish, you add an S, makes it plural. Libro, libros. But if a word ends in a consonant, profesor. If I have more than one professor and it's male and female, we have profesores. If I have more than one female professor, profesora, profesoras. There are a couple tricks to this on page 34, página 34. Página 34. Lápiz ends in a Z. Lápices, in Spanish, the Z always changes to CES before an E. So pencils are lápices. There are always a couple exceptions. Lápices. Luz, meaning the light. El lápiz, la luz, the lights. Las, the Z changes to CES. The lights, las luces. Muy bien. Let's go on to ejercicio 4. Muy bien. Page 34. Slipped into paso B is a very, very critical concept in Spanish, which in English, again, we don't have to worry about. But in Espanol, like in all Romance languages, nouns and adjectives have to agree. They have to be the same for gender and for number. So, for example, alto, we know means tall. But this adjective tall has to agree with the person or thing I'm describing. If I'm describing Raúl and he's a tall guy, Raúl es alto. That's great. But if I'm describing Marta, I can't use alto. Marta es alta. Marta es alta, Raúl es alto. This is masculino, femenino. Now these are both singular. What if I want to say then that Raúl and Marta are tall? Then to make it plural, I'm going to have Raúl y Marta. Now the plural of es, we learned earlier, is son. Now I've got a male and a female together. Again, one male plus one male plus 5 million females, it's still masculine. Raúl y Marta son altos. Altos. If Maria is tall, Maria es alta, just like Marta. If I put Maria y Marta together, then Maria y Marta son altas. Altas. See? Muy bien. Again, nouns and adjectives have to agree for gender, masculino, femenino, and number, singular, plural. So if I'm describing someone's eyes, and we learned the word for eyes is ojos, and I want to say Marta tiene los ojos azules. Marta has blue eyes. I don't want to say Marta has a blue eye. Marta tiene los ojos azules. Ojos azules. Ojos negros. See? If this is plural, this has to be plural and it has to agree in gender and number. Singular, plural. Muy bien. So, Look at ejercicio 4. I'm going to go from the singular to the plural. Marisa y Clarisa are sisters. And one of them always has more than the other. Marisa, number 1. Ejercicio 4, número 1. Marisa tiene un par de zapatos, pero Clarisa tiene 2 pares de zapatos. 2 pairs of shoes. Un par, 1 pair. 2 pares de zapatos. Muy bien. Let's go down to ejercicio 5. Ejercicio 5. Now the zapato is on the other foot. Ejercicio 5. Número 1. Clarisa tiene un cuaderno pequeño. Clarisa has a small notebook. Pero Marisa tiene 2 small notebooks. 2 cuadernos. Pequeño means small, but I'm talking about cuadernos, so I have to use pequeños. Again, this is something that in English we don't have to worry about. Small is small, big is big, tall is tall, etc. In Spanish, sí. Cuadernos pequeños. Ojos azules. Muy bien. Muy bien. Last topic in paso B, gramática, página 35, 36, is again more information on the issue of masculino, femenino, masculine, feminine, and agreement with the nouns, singular, plural. So you're given a list of people. There are a row of people on ejercicio 6. Ejercicio 6, we have Nora, Alberto, Esteban, Carmen, la profesora Martínez, Luis, Pablo, y Mónica. And there are a slew of adjectives that may describe them or they may not, depending on the gender of the person. So for Nora, Nora obviously is a female. Letter A is mujer. Is she a woman? Sure. So letter A would work, mujer. Letter B is chico, that's masculine. Secretaria, is that going to work for Nora? Sure, she could be a secretary in her spare time. Chica, sure, she's a girl. Chica. Guapo, guapo, she may be good looking, but guapo describes a male, not a female, so I can't use guapo. Letter F, niñas, that's plural. Can't use that one. Amigos, that's also plural, can't work. Estudiantes, that's plural, doesn't work. Estudiante, yes it does. She is a student. Estudiante. Profesor, even if she were a teacher, profesor is masculine. No, that's not going to work for her. Mexicana, I have it on good word that she is from Mexico. So mexicana will work. Altas is plural. It's not going to work. Bajo, she is short, but why cannot I use bajo? Bajo describes a masculine person, not feminine. Morena, is she dark complected, dark hair? Yes, she is. It says right there in black and white, morena. And rubio, rubio is blonde. Even if she were blonde, that wouldn't work for her because rubio is masculine. It'll have to be rubia. Muy bien, so that takes care of Nora. You'll do the rest on your own. Ejercicio 7. Ejercicio 7, we get to trash some celebrities. Describing these people. Escriba frases con la información. Use las formas femeninas para las mujeres. Write sentences with the information. Use the feminine forms for the women. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger. We have alto y fuerte. So I put together in a sentence. Arnold Schwarzenegger es alto y fuerte. He is tall and strong. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah. We'll just put O. Everyone knows her by O. Oprah Winfrey. It says simpático y rico. Nice and rich. So to describe Oprah, I have to make them in the feminine form. Oprah Winfrey then is simpática y rica. Again, we're describing a female person. So we have Ashley y Mary Kate Olsen. We have rico y bonito. Now, I have 2 females. So rico means rich, bonito means pretty, but I have to use the feminine plural form. So Ashley Y Mary Kate Olsen son, because there's more than one, ricas y bonitas. Ricas y bonitas. Feminine, plural. Ricas y bonitas. Muy bien. Let's go down to ejercicio 8. Last one. Write complete sentences with the information. Use the correct form of the masculine or feminine in the singular or plural. So, ejercicio 8. Número 1. Libros. Libros. So, the books. I have los libros. Es or son? More than one. Son. And I want to say they're easy and, or excuse me, they're difficult and fun. Los libros son difíciles. Add the es, make it plural. Y, and they're fun. Divertidos. Libros divertidos. Libros difíciles. There has to be agreement. Masculino, femenino, singular, plural. Muy bien. Es todo para hoy.